Welcome to our Harbor Highlights.
On today's show, we have an interview with our librarian about March is Reading Month.
We also have our counselor, Miss Anderson, talking about the upcoming career day. This and more, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm O'Brien. As we near the end of February, we have some exciting things coming up for March.
The first one we want to tell you about is National Reading Month.
Here is our librarian with information about March is Reading Month and our annual March Book Madness.
What is March Reading Month?
March is Reading Month is a national month celebrated across the country, and it's just all about the joy of reading. People share books. A lot of places will do different reading activities, different book-related things, and it's really just about the joy of reading.
What is March Book Madness?
March Book Madness is a competition that has been put together by some teachers and librarians out of Ohio. They create a bracket of books that students from across the country and really across the world, there are schools that participate all over, can vote on these books and decide which one they think is the best of the bracket.
What were some of the winners from last year?
The middle school winner from last year was a book called Glitch, this book right here, and it is a great sci-fi story about time travel and about people going back in time and changing things in the past or trying to stop people from changing things in the past. So this is last year's winner, and it's going to be in this year's bracket as well.
Could you share some of this year's brackets?
Absolutely. So this year is a little different. There are past winners in this year's bracket, like Glitch from last year, up against new books. So some of the past winners, there's some really great ones. Books like Lifeboat 12. This is a novel in verse about World War II. It's about a shipwreck and a group of kids who get trapped in a lifeboat in the Atlantic. It's a really great adventure historical fiction. Crossover is one of the books that is on the bracket this year as one of the past winners of March Book Madness. It's a really popular book. And this is one of the books that we actually have available in Spanish in the library as well. We've got quite a few of this year's books that you can read in Spanish here. Then there are also some really fabulous new books, like, for example, this graphic novel, A First Time for Everything. This is a graphic novel memoir, so it is a story about the author's own life, and it's about his class trip that he took to Paris when he was a kid, and all of the shenanigans he got up to while in France. Hands is another really great new book this year. It's kind of a short, quick read. If you read Ghost before, either as a 7th grader last year or you've read it on your own and you liked it, you will really like Hands. It's another great story about a kid trying to figure out where he fits into his family and how he wants to live his life. It's a really great book. There are lots of other great stories this year, both past winners and new books in both the middle grade books that we have over here and our YA ones over here.
How can students get involved?
The best way to get involved is to just read. We've got all of our March Book Madness books here in the library. If one is checked out that you really want to read, we can help you put it on hold. We also have all of the March Book Madness books on Sora, so if you would prefer to read an audiobook or an ebook, you can do that through Sora, and you can find those links in our Google Classroom for the library or through Destiny Discover. And like I said, we also have a lot of them in Spanish this year, so if you would prefer to read in Spanish, we can do that for you as well. So just read. If you read one book, that's great. If you read them all, that's awesome. And anyone can vote starting in March. And those links will be sent out when they're available.
Thank you for telling us about March Book Madness, and thank you, Bella Garcia, for recording.
Trying to read at least one of the books or all of them, so you can help pick the year's winner.
A great way to learn about some amazing books is BBYA, Best Books for Young Adults.
Read and talk about books for fun and get a snack.
New members are always welcome. The next meeting is March 5th at Harbor Lights.
Now for this week's general announcements.
Hi, I'm Will.
And I'm Sam. We have many clubs and activities.
Make sure to read the daily announcements for the latest updates for something that might sound good to you.
National Junior Honor Society, the next Friday dinner is March 8th. Sign up in Google Classroom using the Google form.
8th graders that are going to the Washington, D.C. trip, there's a mandatory departure meeting next Thursday, February 29 at Mac Bay from 6:30 to 7:30.
All student travelers need to attend with a parent or adult. Final trip details will be announced and trip materials will be distributed. This is a required meeting.
Thanks to all the students that attended the musical workshop. We look forward to finding out the cast for this year's musical.
Students are invited to the Anchor Building where they have intersection to this Sunday from 5 to 6 to find out more about wildlife.
All grades 6th, 7th, and 8th graders from Harbor Lights and Mac Bay are welcome.
It is neon night, so there will be games and raffle prizes with gift cards to Target and Chick-fil-A. Bring a friend. It's free and you will have tons of fun.
Today is the deadline for the yearbook contest. If anyone has an entry to turn in yet.
Now back to the anchors.
Another exciting thing is happening soon. That is the career day.
This will be happening to Thursday, March 7th on a half day of parents-teacher conferences.
Here's Miss Anderson to tell you more.
On March 7th, we have Career Day, and we're here to ask Miss Anderson about it.
Miss Anderson, what will each grade be doing?
So each grade will actually be doing something a little bit different. So let's start with 6th grade. 6th grade will be participating in the reality store, and they'll also be doing some team building and exploring on our career tool called Naviance. And then 7th grade gets to do something called the Career Symposium, which they rotate between different presenters and hear about different careers. And then 8th grade is doing something called High School Success Day, where they're going to hear from high school students, they're going to hear from staff from the high school, and hopefully all their questions are answered before they start high school next year.
How does 7th grade get to choose who they see?
So we are still finalizing presenters as of right now, but once we do, we will create a Google form that gets sent out to 7th graders, and they get to pick their top 5 choices. We'll have like details about each presenter or what the career is, and then we will give them 4 of those presenters of their top 5. So they'll have some choice, and we're going to try and give them their choices. But yeah, so it'll be through a Google form.
How should students represent themselves on that day?
Well, we would like all 6th, 7th, and 8th graders to follow Pride, of course. And because it's a career day, dressing nicely. So let's try and not wear like pajama bottoms or anything. Jeans are fine, but, just kind of like making sure that you look presentable for that day. So again, following Pride and then just kind of looking presentable like maybe you would be going out for a career or going to an interview or something like that. So yeah, just representing yourself the best you can. That's kind of what we hope for that day.
Thank you so much for answering our questions. This will be a great career day.
7th graders will be completing a Google form to pick which jobs sound interesting to learn about.
Parent-teacher conferences are happening Tuesday, March 5th from 5 to 8 at school, Thursday from 1 to 4 at school, and virtual from 5 to 8.
Information should be shared soon via Infinite Campus.
Now over to sports.
Number 1. We are getting near the end of the season for Winter 2 sports. The 8th grade teams play next week, Monday at home, and Wednesday the white team is home.
The 7th grade black teams is home Monday and are both away Wednesday.
The wrestling team is away Tuesday against Northview.
The swim and dive teams will be having their conference meets.
Now back to the anchors.
Don't forget, students, that Monday starts our no technology bell-to-bell corrections. As soon as you leave breakfast, phones and earbuds need to be put away.
This has been the same policy all year, and for next week, phone and earbuds being used during the school day will be turned into the office.
We want school to be a productive learning environment where our students are engaged in learning and minimize the distraction of phones or earbuds.
What if I'm just looking at the time?
Nope, keep it put away. Look at the clocks on the wall or Chromebook.
What if I need to call my mom?
No, again, there are school phones available in classrooms or in the office to use.
What if I just want to listen to music while I work?
The answer is still no earbuds.
What about between classes in the hall?
The policy is from 7:43 until the end of the school day. That includes lunch, passing time, and bathrooms.
It's good to disconnect from technology and focus on our goal of connecting in person with our classmates and working towards academic success so we can be college, career, and life ready.
We have some amazing students that have been showing Panther pride, and here are the February Pawsome Panthers. Today is Pride Store Friday, so bring your Pride bucks to lunch to buy some great prizes.
Don't forget to be the best Panther you can be. Be respectful, be responsible, make good choices, and I'll always
Go well.